My name is Kaya. While fleeing from pursuit, I suddenly noticed a group of classmates hiding in a crevice in the seaside rock face. Gunfire continued from the cliffs above. I wanted to hide there, but they said the space was full. With no other options, I continued forward, searching for a hiding place. But the space ahead was also occupied, so I had no choice but to keep moving forward. Just as I was feeling helpless, a classmate I knew, Jack, called me over. He agreed to let me join them. I thought I'd be safe hiding here, but soon, the sound of gunfire grew closer. It was clear the assailant had reached the shore and was shooting at the students near the shore. So, the four of us could only huddle together, trembling. At that moment, a girl with pigtails among us began to complain. Why isn't there even a wooden boat on the beach? Even a passing ship would be helpful. Unexpectedly, just as she finished her words, we saw a boat appear on the sea not far away. The girl with pigtails tried to run over and call for help, but was stopped by a boy next to her. If she left her hiding place, our location would likely be discovered by the assailant. Just as we were at our wits' end, a large group of students came running toward us. It was obvious they were being chased by the murderer. The girl with pigtails saw this and immediately rushed out, joining the crowd. In the end, only Jack and I were left hiding in the crevice. At this time, I suggested that I wanted to find my lost sister, but Jack thought that going out now would be tantamount to seeking death. As he expected, dense gunfire rang out above our heads. It was obvious that the murderer was slaughtering people right above us. I had no choice but to give up the idea of going out for the time being. At this time, Jack suggested that he could ease our tension by singing. But who knew that after I sang a few words, a girl's voice came from above my head. I was about to look up to see who was hiding above, but the next moment, the students above were shot to death by the murderer. I hid beneath the rock wall, daring not to make a sound. Directly above me, a gunman was searching. Several gunshots rang out, and the students hiding nearby let out agonizing screams. Clearly, one of them had been shot by the killer. After an unknown amount of time, the gunfire above finally stopped, and I cautiously poked my head out. My mind was hazy with fear, and all I could think about was finding my lost sister. I walked forward recklessly, and my classmate Jack followed behind me for protection. We walked together toward the beach, and soon I saw a figure in yellow clothes ahead. At first I thought it was my sister, but as I got closer, I recognized it as the little boy I had met earlier. He hadn't listened to my advice and removed his conspicuous yellow jacket. I collapsed. I regretted not forcibly taking the little boy with me. Looking at the bodies scattered around me, I burst into tears of fear, deeply concerned for my sister's safety. Then Jack came running over and told me to stay calm. He said the killer was still killing and that all we had to do was hide and wait for help, or we might be the next to be shot. Who could have imagined that as soon as Jack finished speaking, a bullet would hit me? Jack tried to help me up, but the attacker continued firing. Jack had no choice but to hide under the bushes. By the time Jack regained consciousness, I was already dead. To survive, Jack had no choice but to run back to the rock wall where we'd been hiding. But as he was running, he suddenly saw a small boat approaching. Excited, Jack rushed over without a second thought. Some of the students who had been hiding also rushed out, as if they had seen their savior. Only then did Jack finally breathe a sigh of relief. However, the people on the boat weren't rescuers, but a passing fisherman. Because the boat couldn't accommodate more people, they had no choice but to leave the remaining people on the island behind. As Jack was trying to calm down, a girl on the boat slowly took off her coat and bandaged the wounds of the injured. Little did Jack know, this girl was the sister I'd been desperately searching for. Sadly, by then, I was gone forever.